Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Suvarna, everybody. Hare Krishna Guruji, Danda Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji, Danda Pranam. So, Hare Krishna, welcome all devotees for the Nityam Bhagavata session. Today we will give the nectar on from Canto 5, chapter 5th, and text 21 to 22 from His Grace Suvarna Gauri Prabhuji. Over to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So let us recite the verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Bhuteshu Virudhya Uduttamaye Sarisrupasteshu Sabodhanishta Tato Manushya Pramathastatopi Gandharva Siddha Vibhudhanugaye Devasurebhyo Maghavat Pradhana Dakshadayo Brahmasutas Tesham Bhavah Parasotha Virincha Viryaha Samatparoham Dvijadeva Devaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Of the two energies manifest, spirit and dull matter, beings possessing living force, vegetables, grass, trees, and plants, are superior to dull matter, like stone, earth, etc. Superior to non-moving plants and vegetables are worms and snakes, which can move. Superior to worms and snakes are animals that have developed intelligence. Superior to animals are human beings, and superior to human beings are ghosts because they have no material bodies. Superior to ghosts are the Gandharvas, and superior to them are the Siddhas. Superior to the Siddhas are Kinnaras, and superior to them are the Asuras. Superior to the Asuras are the demigods, and of the demigods, Indra, the king of heaven, is supreme. Superior to Indra are the direct sons of Lord Brahma, and sons like the King Daksha, and supreme among Brahma's sons is Lord Shiva. Since Lord Shiva is the son of Lord Brahma, Brahma is considered superior. But Brahma is also subordinate to me, the supreme personality of Godhead. Because I'm inclined to the Brahmanas are best of all. Is my voice clear? Is it audible?
Yes, Prabhuji. I mean, if anybody has any issue, just ping me or you can put in the chat. Otherwise, it's audible, Prabhuji. Please continue.
In this verse, the Brahmanas are given a position superior to that of Supreme Lord. The idea is that the government should be conducted under the guidance of Brahmanas. Although Rishabhadeva recommended his eldest son Bharata as emperor of the earth, he still had to follow the instructions of the Brahmanas in order to govern the world perfectly. The Lord is worshipped as Brahmanya Deva. The Lord is very fond of devotees or Brahmanas. This does not refer to so-called caste Brahmanas, but qualified Brahmanas. A Brahmana should be qualified with the 8 qualities mentioned in the text 24, such as Shama, Dama, Satya, Titiksha. The Brahmana should always be worshipped and under the guidance of the ruler. The Brahmana should always be worshipped and under their guidance, the ruler should discharge his duty and rule the citizens. Unfortunately, in this age of Kali, the executive is not selected by very intelligent people, nor is he guided by qualified brahmanas. Consequently, chaos results. The mass of people should be educated in Krishna consciousness, so that according to the democratic process, they can select a first-class devotee like Bharat Maharaj to head the government. If the head of the state is headed by qualified brahmanas, everything is completely perfect. In this verse, the evolutionary process is indirectly mentioned. The modern theory that life evolves from matter is to some extent supported in this verse because it is stated, Bhuteshu Virudhyaha. That is, the living entities evolve from vegetables, grass, plants, and trees, which are superior to dull matter. In other words, matter also has the potency to manifest living entities in the form of vegetables. In this sense, life comes out of matter, but matter also comes out of life. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Mattah Sarvam Pravartate. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. There are two energies, material and spiritual, and both originally come from Krishna. Krishna is the supreme living being. Although it may be said that in the material world, a living force is generated from matter, it must be admitted that originally matter is generated from the supreme living being. Nityo Nityanam Chetanaschethananam Kata Upanishad 2:13. The conclusion is that everything, both material and spiritual, is generated from the Supreme Being. From the evolutionary point of view, a perfection is reached when the living entity attains the platform of a Brahman. A Brahmana is a worshipper of the Supreme Brahman, and the Supreme Brahman worships the Brahmana. In other words, the devotee is subordinate to the Supreme Lord, and the Lord is inclined to see to the satisfaction of his devotee. A Brahmana is called Dvijadeva, and Lord is called Dvijadeva Deva. He is the Lord of Brahmanas. The evolutionary process is also explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya, chapter 13, wherein it is said that there are two types of living entities, moving and non-moving. Among moving entities, there are birds, beasts, aquatics, human beings, and so on. Of these, the human beings are supposed to be the best, but they are few. Of these small number of human beings, there are many low-class human beings like Malachas, Pulindas, Bodhas, and Shabaras. The human being elevated enough to accept the Vedic principles is superior. Among those who accept the Vedic principles, generally known as Varnashrama, presently known as the Hindu system, few actually know these principles. Of those who actually follow the Vedic principles, most perform fruity activity or pious activity for elevation to a high position. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye. Out of many attached to fruity activity, one may be a jnani. One may be a jnani. That is, one philosophically inclined and superior to the karmas. Yatatam api siddhanam kaschinmam vetti tattvata. Out of many jnanis, one may be liberated from material bondage. Out of many millions of liberated jnanis, one may become a devotee of Krishna. So there's a beautiful purport written by Srila Prabhupada. We'll discuss based on this. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Madhyam Dadati Sadadantinam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uda Padagamudam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sahirim Sadvaitam Savadvitam Parishana Sahirim Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Ravida Sri Vishnavam Namo Vishnapadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadesh Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padaya Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namaya Gaurase Namaha Hare Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Bhaktivedanta Govindeshwari Vrishabhanasute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhudya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Vacham Nangeti Girim Yatra Bhatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinataram Paramanandam Chaitanya. So, very thankful for giving the opportunity to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam, especially the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Fifth canto is one of my favorite sections because there are so many wonderful lessons in this canto and so many great personalities. Charitra is discussed, especially this Charitra of Bharata Maharaj and Jada Bharata. And also there's another section of the prayers by the residents of Jambudvipa. So that's a very nice section. I like to read those sections again and again. So here Vrishabhadeva is giving his instructions to Bharata Maharaj and his 100 sons. So he has almost instructed, given a lot of instructions, and now is almost going to conclude with a couple of verses only. So here he is telling the position of Brahmanas. Because Bharat Maharaj is going to be a Kshatriya, and actually out of these 100 sons, 9 became sannyasis. So if 9 became sannyasis and 11 became Kshatriyas and remaining 80 became Brahmanas. So that goes to show that in one family itself, people of different varnas can be there. It is not the criteria of birth. It is the criteria of qualification, guna, karma, vibhava. So birth is not the criteria. So here, Bharat Maharaj is going to be the king, extraordinary king. And he is being given the instruction. And in this specific shloka, he is being given the instruction that he should always be subordinate to the Brahmanas. Because Brahmanas are the highest category of people. They are the topmost. They are very close to the Lord and they're very dear to the Lord. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. In this shloka, Lord Krishna is telling that it is said that Lord Krishna is very dear to the Brahmanas and Brahmanas are very dear to Sadhunam Hridayam Mahyam Sadhunam Hridayantaham. So the Brahmanas are very dear to the Lord and the Lord is also very dear to the devotees. So one should never disrespect, insult or disobey the instructions of the Brahmanas. Because whatever Brahmanas say, that is nothing but the will of the Lord. So the will of the Lord is manifest through the lips or the words of the Brahmanas. So there are different gradations of jivas, living entities in this world. And that gradation is explained here in these two verses. In Srimad Bhagavatam, at several places this comes. This comes in third canto also. This is coming here in fifth canto. Right. I think it also comes in Narada Prachin Parikshit section also. So where the gradations of jivas are mentioned. And especially in third canto, it is more vividly described in Kapila Devuti Samvada, the gradation of jivas, starting from stone to non-moving living entities and to moving living entities or living entities having sense perception, especially the perception of smell, sight, touch, like that. And then those animals who have all the senses very advanced. So then comes humans, then comes the gradations of humans and suras, and devatas, and then finally human beings who have got spiritual inclination. They're the highest. Right? So those who are inclined, Manushanam Sahasresha, Kaschid Yatati Siddhahe. So very few humans endeavor to acquire spiritual knowledge. Many of them don't even know the goal of life. So for most of them, the goal of life is to eat, drink, and be merry. But those jivas who have got spiritual inclination, they are superior. And superior to them are those who know the goal of life. Right? First category is seekers, those who are searching for truth. And above that, there are spiritualists who have found the truth. Right? And above that are those who have realized the truth. Right? Muktanam siddhanam narayana parayana sudurlabha prashantatma koteshwapi mahamune. So Muktanam api siddhana, among all the liberated beings and perfected beings, Narayana Parayana, but who is a devotee of Lord Narayana, is very, very there. Right? Sudurlabha. Kotishapi Mahamuni. Among millions of people, there is one Siddha Bhakta. So this is how Srimad Bhagavatam glorifies the devotees of the Lord. So first thing in this sloka is to understand the rarity of devotees. And such devotees very rarely are visible. Right? Like yesterday we had the association with His Holiness Indradhamma Swami Maharaj. So very powerful personality. Very rare to see or even have darshan of such great souls. And I guess many of you also must have, some of you must have had darshan for the first time yesterday. So I also had darshan a couple of times uh, of Maharaj. But I had his darshan through his books. In the early days, I used to read his traveling preacher's diary. So very, very thrilling stories of Maharaj are there. So especially I was reading the preaching in Russia, how he was doing, especially in Uzbekistan, Tashkent, and even in the some remote places of Afghanistan border. So, and even in places like Azerbaijan. These are like very dangerous places even to travel. But Maharaj, along with His Holiness Bibi Govinda Swami Maharaj and few other devotees, small group, so they used to go and preach. This early days, 1995, around that time, Maharaj is venturing into the preaching in those places. So it's very, very thrilling stories. So it is, maybe I'd like to narrate one such story, uh, which I read long ago, few years back. So just coming to the mind that how Maharaj, they were crossing from one city to one country to another city, and they wanted to enter into this city of in this country of Azerbaijan. So they came from Russia and they wanted to enter into Azerbaijan, but they didn't have a valid passport. They wanted to go and preach. So they went through, instead of going by flight, they went through road. It's long journey, very, very long journey by the road. But they took that because they can cross the border and enter. Because that through road it's easy to enter rather than through immigration, through airport. So because there's not much strict checking there. So they came and of course they were traveling in one minibus, about 15-20 people, devotees. They're doing kirtan and going. And then came the checkpost. So checkpost came, and then they were wondering what to do now. The person will check our passports, and he will see where you're coming from, and we don't have a valid visa, so they will not allow. So, and there were some young boys who were security men guarding the border. So Maharaj got down, Bibi Gonswami Maharaj got down, and then Maharaj had a camera. Bibi Gonswami Maharaj, he had a camera, and he started distracting those security people, saying, "Oh, let's have a photo." So then he started taking photos, 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 and then they completely lost about, forgot about this. Uh, what is it called? Visa thing, and then somehow they distracted them, and then they got entry into the country, and they went inside. And they went inside, and then uh, it was again far journey inside. And the problem was, and the point was that it was almost 9 o'clock, night 10 o'clock, right? Around 9 o'clock, I guess. And by 10 o'clock in that country, because a dangerous country, at 10 o'clock there is curfew. Nobody should be seen on the streets. And here they are going. uh, and they have to reach their destination in very short time. So they were going. It was 9:30, 9:45, and they are seeing many police on the road, many checkposts on the roads. But they allowed this vehicle to go inside. They went inside, went inside, went inside. But they saw some other cars being caught. They're stopping them, and they're inquiring who are they, why are they on the streets. And here devotees are intensely praying to Lord Nrsimhadev that they should not stop this vehicle. Because in case they stop, then it is um, difficult to escape, because they will check all their details. So they're praying, praying, praying. Nobody stopped this vehicle. At the end, they finally reached their destination. And it was a multi-story building on the top, on the some top floor. The few rooms were there. They were allocated for Maharajas. And the devotees, they went up. Some prasadam was ready. Even in the country like Azerbaijan, there were some devotees who were hosting this program. So they all went up, and they were very tired, exhausted. They just took some prasadam, went to sleep, but they could not sleep because heavy mosquitoes, a lot of mosquitoes there. They're biting them. Somebody had some lotion right on the body, and then they slept. And next day morning, they were fresh. They assembled for Mangalarti. Maybe at a later time, a little late, they assembled, and then they did Mangalarti. And one of the devotees said, "Maharaj, I would like to take you to a temple." So, a temple in Azerbaijan? Yes, it's a very old traditional temple. So, when went there, Maharaj and Prahlad went along with his devotees, and they saw that there is a temple of fire god in Azerbaijan, and there is a stone temple. Inside there is fire coming naturally from the ground. Okay, so some mystic place, from ground fire comes. Like some places hot water comes, like that fire comes. So they went around the temple and they offered prayers, and then they saw some writings, and Prahlad could immediately recognize this is Sanskrit. It was written in Sanskrit, the inscription, the temple of Agni, like that. So then they were surprised that so far there is a temple of Agni, a demigod, and people worship that. It means what Vedic culture was prevalent in that place also. So, like this, Maharaj has had very thrilling experiences uh, in their travels. But many are there. You can read Traveling Preacher's Diary, and you'll be able to understand Maharaj's glory. So, because Prabhupada gave Maharaj an instruction, have faith in the holy name and preach boldly. So, Maharaj constantly chanting the holy name, glorifying the holy name. He preached to very boldly and to different people in all parts of the world. And recently, he's going even to China. Previously, he's going to Russia also, and Curtain. Now he's going to China. So, such devotees are very, very durlabha, right? So Sudurlabha, Prashantatma. So such devotees are very, very rare. Kotishapi Mahamaya, one in a crore. So when you get opportunity, one should take association. One should take, one should hear from them and get instructions from them. So there's one point mentioned here. And Srila Prabhupada also mentions some points about how governance should be. The head of the state should be elected by intelligent people, by the Brahmanas, not by common public, dull people. Because the intelligent people, they know whom to appoint as a king. Here, Rishabdev is appointing Bharata as a king. Because Rishabdev is a great devotee, so Bharat Maharaj uh, was appointed as a king because he had all the qualities of a king, to be a Raja Rishi. Any king should have these two qualities of Raja and qualities of a Rishi, both Raja Rishi. Then only he will be able to have proper administration. So, Raja means saintly qualities. So, Raja means administrative qualities. Rishi means saintly behavior or following dharma. Both should be there. If people have only administrative qualities but no knowledge about Shastra, then they'll not be able to take right decisions. Whether to do this or to do that, right? Whether to build a temple or not to build a temple, whether to finance slaughterhouses or whether to finance temples, right? Like some of the governments, they promoted pink revolution kind of thing, wherein the lot of meat exports were increased. But if a person is having some sense of dharma, then he will not promote such a thing. Green revolution promoting is okay, but pink revolution promoting is completely adharma because there is violence to other living entities. So one should follow the instruction of Brahmanas. Brahmanas are guided by Shastra. They know Shastra because they can tell us what to do at this point of time, what not to do at this point of time. So in this way, so that uh, administration will be proper. Like for example, recently what happened on 26 January, great example of a Raja Rishi setting an ideal for the people of this country and the whole world. We have not seen any leader in the past so boldly and openly promoting the Vedic culture. So that's one of the qualities of a Raja Rishi. He boldly promotes the culture. In the past, we saw kings like Krishna Devaraya. He built the Hampi temple, Vijay Vithala temple, Virupaksha temple. Right? We see great Cholas who build Lord Shiva's temples in South India. We have great devotees, Vaishnavas also who build temples of Lord Vishnu in South India. We have great kings like the Rajput kings who built a lot of temples in Jaipur and Vrindavan. So the kings built the temple in the past. Brahmanas had no money. So Brahmanas are like beggars, no? They're called, when sannyasis have no money, they're called bhikshu. Tridandi bhikshu. They're beggars. So, but they know what to do. But when Kshatriyas join them, they follow, they assist them, then a great wonder happens. So the combination of Raja and Rishi can do wonders. So that's why we need Brahmanical class and we need administrative class. Power and intelligence, both are required. Only intelligence, no use. Only power, no use. Means it cannot do anything good to the society. Even, in fact, power corrupts, right? And absolute power corrupts absolutely. Right? If somebody is given absolute freedom to do anything he wants, then it can corrupt him very badly. For example, Hitler, Stalin. So they had absolute power. Hitler, he executed absolute power. He did Holocaust. Millions of Jews were killed in that Holocaust just because they were born Jews. So this kind of mentality is not. This kind of mentality comes because of independence. But if one follows the advice of Brahmanas, then there'll be uh, the kings will be well trained, well guided, and they can do benefit to the society. That's what Srila Prabhupada is telling here. Consequently, chaos results. Unfortunately, in Kali Yuga, the executive is not selected by very intelligent people, nor is he guided by qualified brahmanas. Consequently, chaos results. Now, in Kali Yuga, intelligent people don't have power to choose the leader. So Prabhupada says, preach. If the mass of people are educated in Krishna consciousness, and if mass of people become Rama conscious or Krishna conscious, what will happen? They'll elect by voting the devotee, a Kshatriya devotee. And when that Kshatriya devotee comes into power, then you will see how he will convert the remaining population into Krishna consciousness. Classic examples can be in context of Buddhism. The classic example can be of Ashoka. When Ashoka was influenced by a Buddhist saint, and the Buddhist saint uh, was in the war of Kalinga, many soldiers were injured, and one Buddhist monk in that massacre, he was going and finding people who had some life and giving them water, feeding them water, and praying for them. Seeing this scene, just by seeing this scene, Ashoka had a heart transformation. He went and asked the saint, "What are you doing? I killed so many people, but you are giving water." Yes, he said, "This is my dharma, to show compassion to the suffering souls." Immediately, Ashoka converted himself to Buddhism and started following ahimsa. And most of the population in India at that time started following Buddhism. Because one king became a Buddhist, he converted mass of population to Buddhism. That's you will see Buddhism quite prevalent in India also, and now it has gone to abroad also. So we were one great king patronized it. Similarly, we see that when a king becomes a Vaishnava, he also helps it. Like in Karnataka, there is one king called Bitti Deva, who was a Jain follower. But he got influenced by Sripad Ramanujacharya, and he became a Vaishnava. And his name became Vishnu Vardhana. After initiation, he became Vishnu Vardhana. And this king Vishnu Vardhana, he propagated Sri Vaishnavism in different places of Karnataka. As even in Karnataka, you will see some traces of Sri Vaishnavism present because he followed it. So, when mass of populace become Krishna conscious, then they will choose a Krishna conscious leader. And then that leader will make the remaining part of the population Krishna conscious. So, this is the method of administration. Okay. So, now it boils down to ISKCON devotees and even other sampradayas propagating this consciousness of Krishna, understanding that how everything belongs to Krishna, everything is owned by Krishna, and everything is to be engaged in Krishna's service. So that consciousness, Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam, the Isha Vasya concept should be propagated. Right? Materialistic consciousness means this belongs to me and this is for my enjoyment. But spiritual consciousness means this is Krishna's and I should engage it in Krishna's service. So this change of consciousness has to be brought in the mass of people. Right? Generally, even the devotee leader, or the king, he understands. So this is not my kingdom. This is Krishna's kingdom, and I've been given the charge to take care of it. King is also called Naradeva. King means Naradeva. Nara means human. Deva means Devata or the Lord. So he's Lord among all the um, living entities, citizens. So he is appointed in that post on behalf of the Lord. And even the king is addressed as my Lord, isn't it? So in the British also, the king is addressed as the Lord. So because the Lord has empowered this king to administer the country, so he is also addressed as the Lord, Naradeva. But king should not misuse this position. He should understand that I am a puppet in the hands of the Lord, and my duty is to engage everyone in the service of the Lord and everything in the service of the Lord. So that is the purpose of the king, good administration. We see Kulashekar Maharaj, we see Ambarish Maharaj, we see Yudhishthir Maharaj. So all these great kings, they used all their power to glorify the Lord. And the glory of all the kings culminated with establishing a temple. Every king who was born has established a temple, right? So that is a very good trend. So in fact, maybe the government of our country can also take some clue from this, that every 5 years they should establish a great grand temple of Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, Lord Ram. So that can be a 5-year plan for every country, every term, 5-year term, whichever party comes. So that's a very good thing, isn't it? So Srila Prabhupada also had given a vision to all the people in the government. So let me check if I can find that section where Srila Prabhupada is writing the vision for the governance. Prabhupada writes that in Lilamrita it comes. In Lilamrita, Prabhupada writes that every person in the parliament should wear tilak and gum. Then everyone should do Mangalarti, and there should be Kirtan. To Indira Gandhi, he writes this. So to Indira Gandhi is writing this letter. So in Lilamrita it comes. Just checking if I can search it. Then Lilamrita, yeah. So Gandhi. Search.
So should I share, Prabhuji? I got something.
Have it? Yeah, please share.
1 second, Prabhuji. Let me.
Because that is relevant in this context. Oh, okay. Body source. Thank you very much. Yeah, Your Excellency Srimati Indira Gandhi Devi. I thank you very much for kindly allowing an interview to my not very clear. It is blurred now. Have you enabled something? I'm not able to read it clearly.
1 second, I'll reshare.
Yes. Yeah, see, Prabhu writes everything and then he says down. I wish that our Indian government will be proud to take up this cultural movement very seriously, so that the whole world will be benefited and India will be glorified. I hope Krishna will give you the proper sense to understand my humble presentation. And it will be a great pleasure to know realized you have relished this Bhagavad Gita as it is without any unauthorized commentation. Thank you once more for giving us the opportunity to see you in this connection. Prabhupada writes this. But there is another letter Prabhupada writes wherein he says that in the parliament beginning there should be kirtan, and then they should discuss the administration. At the end also again there should be kirtan, and like this and all the member of parliament should be Brahmanical initiated, right? All the members should be Brahmanical initiated. Anyway, that I'll try to see this, search that, and I will share it with all of you. So Prabhupada gives a very amazing vision, and now it is happening. You can see that there are chanting of Ram Nam even in the parliament right now. And yeah, I heard that at the entrance of the parliament and around the parliament there are murals of Ramayana, which are made. So it's, uh, that prediction is coming true. Even Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has predicted that a day will come when all the High Court judges will be wearing tilak and going. Right? And what will be the law book? Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada's book, will be the law books uh, based on which the administration or the justice will be provided. So this is the kind of vision Srila Prabhupada had at that time. And now we can see that it is a little bit manifesting. And the golden period is going on. The 10,000 years of golden period is going on. So the beginning, we are in the beginning phase of that. And you will see that how Krishna consciousness will pick up, it will grow, it will reach to every town and village. It is going to happen. Whether you believe it or not, it is going to happen. In every town and village of the country and the world, this is going to reach. Now, if we play our small role in this, we get the mercy. That's all. It's going to happen. Somebody is going to come. Some acharyas are going to be sent. They will do it. They are doing it. They will, and future also they will do it. If we can play our small part in assisting in this preaching mission, then our life is successful. Right. So this is our this should be our mood. Let's assist in. I don't know why the automatically hand is rising here. Okay. So this should be our mood to assist in the preaching activities. So then Prabhupada says that in this evolutionary process, from dull matter, living beings are coming, and then higher and higher living beings are manifesting. So Prabhupada also mentioned that this supports the theory that life comes from matter to some extent. Prabhupada added that clause. It's not that life cannot be originated from matter. Okay, it cannot create Atma and the life force. But it appears that from dull matter, like you put a seed in the soil, and the soil grows and becomes trees. In that sense, matter is producing a living thing. So it supports to some extent purposes. And then he says, but matter is also created by the Supreme Spirit, the Supreme Lord. So in that sense, the matter acts as if it is conscious because of the Supreme Consciousness. Right? The sun is moving, the rains are coming. So these are matter. Right? The wind is blowing. It appears as if it is conscious, but it is happening because of the will of the Lord, the Supreme Consciousness. So the Lord is the Atma of the whole universe. And Lord is the soul of the universe. So because of the Lord, everything is acting as if it's animate. So Prabhupada speaks about this and adds that the Supreme Lord is the controller. So Nitya Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. And finally he says, from the evolutionary point of view, perfection is reached when the living entity attains the platform Brahmana. Brahmajanati the Brahmana. So when living entity becomes a Brahmana, then that is the highest position. So we have to also aspire to attain that position of a Brahmana. Brahmajanati the Brahmana. To understand Krishna, the Supreme Brahman. When you understand that, then he becomes qualified as a Brahmana. So Brahmana is worshipper of the Supreme Brahman, and ultimate is worshipper of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So Brahman is called Dvijadeva, and Lord is called Dvijadeva Deva. He is the Lord of the Brahmanas. Dvijadeva Deva. The Lord of the Brahmanas is Sri Krishna. So even in Chaitanya Charitamrita also this is mentioned. Prabhupada quoted that. How there are non-being, living and non-living things. And even living things, there are moving and non-moving, chara, achara. And in moving beings, there are many, many gradations. And finally, there are human beings. Human beings also, there are lower class, Kirat, Hunandra, Pulinda, Pukasa, Avir, Shumbayavana, Kashadya. It's like that. So they are from different places of this world. right? Shabara means Siberians, Prabhupada says. And yesterday, some devotees from Siberia have come here, staying in a temple. Today, tomorrow, they'll be there. Some Russian devotees, they have come, brahmacharis. So yesterday, our devotee was saying that in Siberia, the temperature is always minus 30 degrees Celsius. Minus 30. And India, it is plus 30 in the daytime mostly. So how they survive there? And they're habituated to that climate. So they always wear sweaters. And how many devotees are there? And he said there are 1,000 devotees in Siberia. In such a cold country, 1,000 devotees are there. And they have deities, they have deity worship. And they also put sweater to the Lord every day. And they cook and offer bhoga. And how to offer water to the Lord? Because minus 30 means there's only ice. So they have a system where they keep the water heated always to maintain the temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, which is drinkable temperature. So they maintain the temperature of the water glass at 20 degree and they offer it to the Lord. So they have Mangalarti, they have all the things. So they come to India and they are going to Udupi tomorrow. So even in such remote places, Srila Prabhupada's mercy has reached 1,000 devotees in the remote part of Siberia. Right? Generally, Siberia means I had the conception that if somebody who has done crime, he will put in Siberia. Jail, Siberian jail. I read this in Salted Bread. Our Sarvabhauma Prabhu and Satyasutta Prabhu were the pioneers of preaching in Russia. Yeah, they were put in Siberia jail. It's very cold country, a lot of suffering there. So they put there in jail. So yeah, so among all the living in humans, those who follow dharma, they are topmost. And among them, Krishna's devotees are the topmost. So this is what he's telling. So Rishabdeva, he is telling to the sons that always be subordinate to the Brahmanas and obey their instructions. So this is the conclusion of today's verse. So in summary, we discussed how what is the position of the Brahmanas, and such Brahmanas are very rare. We discussed some stories of Indradumna Swami Maharaj. Then we discussed about how the evolutionary process is there, and how the humans are the topmost, and humans, seekers of knowledge, are the topmost. Those who have already found the truth, they are the topmost, and among them, Krishna's devotees are the topmost. Hare Krishna. So I end here. If there are any comments or questions, we can take.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I just open up the lines.
Yeah.
Yes, devotees, the lines are open. You can go and ask the questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, in the letter written to Indira Gandhi, the parliamentarians were asked to wear tilak. What were the parliamentarians, Prabhu?
Yeah.
And what were the other 2 points, Prabhu, which they were suggested?
I'm searching for that. Only they should chant Hare Krishna, they should follow 4 related principles, they should be Brahmanical initiated.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So they should be Brahmanical initiated, like this he says. And,
but in our country, there are also from other religion, Prabhu. But is it all right, Prabhu, if we do like that?
That is the goal.
Yes, Prabhu.
That is the goal.
Yes, Prabhu.
Otherwise, why are we preaching here? What are we doing here sitting?
Yes, Prabhu.
We should preach and put how many seats are there in the parliament?
Yeah.
All should be Brahmanical initiated. That's what Prabhupada says.
Yes. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
other questions, devotees? Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It is always a pleasure to hear you with the wonderful points that you have. Really, this rarity of the devotees, sometimes it is, I mean, it's not taken so seriously. I mean, whether we speak about association, how do we improve that? Prabhuji? How do we, develop the quality that yes, devotees are rare, and we should take more benefit?
Yeah, generally what happens, familiarity breeds contempt. That's what happens. So one should not be too much familiar, becoming familiar with devotee. So idhar hi hai. Like for example, no, Jagannath Puri, on devotee was telling, some people who stay just next to the temple, they hardly go to the temple. Idhar hi hai, kabhi jayenge. So that's what they think. It's too familiar, so they take it lightly. Jagannath is here. Similarly, sometimes those who are close to the temple or very close to the devotees, the devotees are here only. Chalta hai, even if you don't meet them, okay. So like that one may start taking casually. Like Malay se bhilla purandari chandana tarukashtam indranam kurde. And one lady was in Malaya Parvata, where a lot of chandan grows. So she wanted to cook some khichdi. So she cut the chandan tree and put it in the fire. She doesn't know the value of chandan because everywhere there is chandan. Okay, I can take one, but for us, living in cities, one chandan log is 1 lakh rupees, so it is so valuable. We can't even imagine putting it in fire. So similarly, when one takes the association casually, then there is a risk of uh, making offenses. So that's why one should always hear the glories of devotees. One should hear the glories of the devotees. One should glorify other devotees. And one should hear the glories of these devotees from others also. What they're doing, how they're doing. So then we can maintain that respectful attitude always. So we hear glories of Krishna, but also we should hear glories of devotees. Maybe in like in devotee care groups, small groups. Right? If somebody's birthday is there, or some occasion is there, so we can have glorification sessions, speaking the glories of particular devotees. In our youth centers, we have every semester we have one program where devotees who had their birthdays in that semester, suppose odd semester, in January we had in Surat we had a program. Whoever birthday is there, we make them sit, we offer garlands to them, and then all the devotees, 2 devotees, they speak the glories of two devotees for each devotee. They speak the glories, their service, so how they came to Krishna consciousness and how they transformed and how what kind of responsibilities they're taking, and some stories which others don't know, which are inspiring. So they share, and the devotees who have their birthdays, they share their experiences and their commitment to Prabhupada. In this way, that healthy glorification helps us to understand the value of devotees and glory of devotees.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Devotees, any other questions or comments? Fine, Prabhuji. I think we'll end here, Prabhuji.
Yes.
With Vaishnavans. Manshakal-patrubhyascha kripasindhubhyascha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
I'll end this session now.
Hare Krishna.